Do you know how to hit the perfect bunker shot from lots of different scenarios? In today's video, that's exactly what we're going to help you do, because if you can play good bunker shots, you can generally get the ball closer to the flag, hold more putts, and of course, lower those scores. So in today's quick golf video and lesson, we're going to help you with this scenario. So you'll see generally what you'll see is a nice fluffy bunker. Richard Jones has been out here this morning tirelessly raking this bunker. Sorry, Rich. We'll rake it afterwards though. And then we're going to play some from a more compact lie. So you'll see that generally, if you get a compact lie like this, this is where a lot of people generally tend to struggle because you don't know how to interact properly with the sand. We all know that generally the bunker shot should be the easiest shot in golf because you don't actually hit the ball. And what I mean by that is generally you will take a layer of sand before the ball to slow the ball down and get it close to that flag. So what I'm going to do first of all is play some nice normal lies. So we'll go from this fluffy bit here to this flag. And what I want to do is make sure that first of all, the ball's forward of centre in my stance. Because what I'm essentially trying to do here is have a nice shallow angle of attack whilst making sure the low point is pre-impact or pre-ball. That's how I'm going to take that cushion of sand. And what I'm also going to do is manipulate my club. So you'll see here that I've got a Tacoma 56 degree Skyforger wedge, and there's plenty of bounce on there to help me. When it's fluffy sand and wet sand, I want to increase that bounce dynamically. So the way I'm going to do that is by opening the face up and leaning the shaft ever so slightly backwards. That produces more loft, but it also produces more bounce. So from here, I take the club away. I'm going to feel like I just cut my left wrist ever so slightly. We have done a video on this using hack motion, but generally what that does is it also adds more loft. So I feel like those grooves are pointing down to my right shoulder. Now from here, as I start to release the club on the way down, you'll see that I maintain that cupping of the wrist. That maintains the loft, it maintains the bounce on the bottom of the club. As long as I keep the speed through that shot, you'll see I'm going to get really nice sand interaction there. So that's how we're going to approach this shot. Lower my feet just a little bit, and you can see there we can start to play some really nice shots. Now, why would I lower my feet in the bunker? This is something which is actually one of the biggest myths in golf. It's not to give yourself a more stable base, honestly. So why else would it be? If I lower my feet here, that actually lowers where the club's going to be at its lowest point. That's how I can get a nice shallow angle of attack, but also get that low point pre-ball. So just by lowering myself down, I kind of cringe a little bit when I see golfers step up to a ball and they just perch on top here. Now that would be fine if we're talking about a fairway bunker and you're trying to hit the ball as far as possible, because there you want to act like you're hitting the ball off a cart path. Tiger Woods famously said a fairway bunker is one of the easiest shots in golf because all you do is feel like you're picking it off tarmac or a cart path or something like that. So again, I'll show you another example where if I come down here, lower myself down a little bit, make sure that ball, and the sand's a great place to practice because you can actually give yourself some little kind of aids here. So the ball is forward of centre there. You can see that I've got the line I'm going to swing on, which needs to be straighter than that. And from there, all I want to do is make sure I'm maintaining the loft and maintaining the what, Bobby? Speed, Bobby, come on. So loft and speed are your two keys, and that's how you can play some really, really nice shots that get lots of spin, just like that one with your Tacoma wedge. So that's the easier way to do it. That's when you get a nice standard lie. But what about when Bobby's been walking around in the bunkers, when we get some terrible, even footprint lies like this? It's not necessarily a footprint, but it does make it a little bit harder when you have that tight, compact sand, especially when it's wet. So throw all of what I've just said out the window there, because we're going to change it ever so slightly. Essentially what I want to do is square off that leading edge and use the sharp bit here. So yes, we have the bounce at the back, and we all know that the Tacoma wedges do have 12 degrees of bounce on there, as you can see, but I'm going to square that up just a little bit more because now this sand is more compact. It's harder to get through it. It's harder to muscle through that sand, especially if you're using the bounce. If I was to use the bounce here, you'll see this is a shot I might get. Oh, no. Because the bounce has actually reacted to that wet compact sand. It's bounced up rather than gliding through. And generally what I would see there is it fly through into that rough there. Actually, I didn't even get it out of the bunker. It's over there. Bobby, we're going to have to get that and rake it. I'm really sorry, I didn't do that on purpose. But a good way to challenge that would be, say if I've got a really awkward kind of wet and compact lie here, square that face up, still have the ball forward, still add a little bit of loft with the wrists, but as I come through the ball, feel like I've still got that square face. So obviously the ball's going to come out a little bit lower. We should still have a little bit of spin if you do get the contact right, but obviously your landing area becomes a little bit more difficult. So lower that feet, get that arc a little bit down, square that face off, and you can see there that I managed just to kind of poke that ball out. I mentioned about the landing area being a little bit more important and more difficult. So let's have another go and try and land that just a little bit further. And this is what you really do need to practice when you are thinking about bunker shots, because the best players in the world, or even the low handicappers in this world, do generally practice lots of different lies, lots of different shots with the same club. If you have a 56-degree wedge, you know how to use it open face, square face, closed face. You can start to get really, really good out of bunkers from around the greens and playing different shots. So I know there, I got the right interaction, I got the right strike, I just need more speed. So from here, that's the kind of shot that I want to play. You can see it had the spin. I've actually got that closer than the shot from the fluffy lie. So there's no kind of harder and easy shot here. There's only shots that probably you've not practiced and that you have practiced. If you go and practice these shots with slightly different techniques, I guarantee you can get good at golf. Give that a break, Bobby Forrest, thank you.